Hello! Before we begin, I'd like to share this from a page called Boxing Logic. I'll leave a link down below. Before you criticize, Guillermo Rigondeux realized he did move up to weight divisions due to being avoided by every other champion. Was paid only 400k, less than what he made on the Donaire bout. Loma was paid 1.5 million, twice what Rigo was making. The crowd was against him, the fans were against him, the promoter was against him, the commentators were against him. With every odd against him, he took the fight and made the walk. You can't do anything but respect that. The man is still a legend. I agree. Rigondeux is a legend who has gone, for the most part, unnoticed for his vast boxing excellence. I have nothing but respect for Guillermo, even if the fight did not go as fans would have wanted. With that said, let's begin to understand why Vasyl Lomachenko is such a difficult matchup for Guillermo Rigondeux. Rigondeux stands as a southpaw and is recognized as a boxing purist. His movements are simple, nothing flashy, using only a pawing lead and a jab cross. His game is to feel his opponent's rhythm and timing, looking for openings, patiently waiting to strike you on the half beat, or to counter you on your engage. Because of this, he does not use the high guard. Instead, he uses a strong ability to cover ground, and his precise counterpunch ability as his main line of defense. This works primarily because he stands in southpaw, meaning the majority of his opponents will be right-hand dominant, standing in orthodox. This means his lead foot and lead hand will block his opponent's lead foot and lead hand, but there will be a bigger opening for that big round back shot from the backhand. Thus, the person with more experience in this philosophy, i.e. the southpaw, will have an innate advantage. Now, already you can see how Vasyl has limited one of Guillermo's tools by also standing southpaw. That experience advantage is nullified. But here's where it gets really annoying for Guillermo. Vasyl's style is as unorthodox as you can get. He stands similarly to Bruce Lee's fencing-inspired stance, a right-hand dominant standing in southpaw. Now, commentators have said Vasyl's power has never been his most recognized feature, and this is why. Less wind-up for the dominant hand. But he has been finishing his opponents nonetheless. Actually, not just finishing them, but making his fellow elites look as if they did not belong in the same arena. What Vasyl loses in power, he gains in setup ability, precision, just more overall control with a more threatening jab. This overwhelms his opponents. And in the case of Rigondeux, what does a precise counterpuncher need to counterpunch you? The timing for your patterns of movement. Look at what Vasyl is doing here. By the constant level changes and the way he's pawing at different levels with his jab, he's lulling Rigondeux and reading his reactions, whilst the speed, precision, and dynamic nature of that lead makes it very difficult for Rigondeux to read him. Vasyl masking his movements with previous ones, he's making openings to step in with his dominant right hand strong quick jab. As a result, Vasyl's right was breaking Rigondeux down over time, building his presence, whilst the cross was naturally finding itself. Rigondeux, on the other hand, wasn't able to find the timing to land anything significant of his own despite having more reach than Vasyl. He was basically just trying to avoid getting hit. With this understood, stylistically, Loma was a nightmare matchup for Guillermo. Where most boxers use their jab to gauge, maintain distance, and set up their dominant power hand for a KO blow, Vasyl just increased those faculties, controlling you to his will. It always looks like Vasyl's opponents are in the palm of his hand, and the secret is not just in his matrix-style movement and footwork, but that jab. Freddie Roach has said, Guillermo Rigondeux is probably the greatest talent he's ever seen, but for the first time, this elite was getting hit over and over again. Even if he was in his prime, I'm certain Vasyl's nightmare matchup of a style would do the same thing to Guillermo. He's just not used to getting hit. He rarely ever gets hit. Thus, he mentally broke. Now, I enjoyed this matchup even though I know many people would have preferred Rigondeux fighting it to the end. And so to that end, thank you, Vasyl Lomachenko and Guillermo Rigondeux, for the privilege to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button if you did. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.